All right. So this is going to be a bad timing for a comment like that for me to transition this subject. Last question as we wrap this up. I want to know who inspires you and why, because I think to do what you do, you have to have inspiration. And to be as strong as you are as a leader on your own team, there's got to be some inspiration there. So I'd like to hear about that.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of like people in business and I would say like women's rights that inspire me. But truly, I had this podcast that I started listening to during the pandemic. Well, 2 podcasts. One that I love that was just, it's called The Happiness Project, and it's Arthur Brooks, and he's just amazing. And the whole time I was listening to it and walking, getting mind over matter, homeschooling 4 kids, and trying to figure out how to, Matt's career was imploding to some degree with the way that the hospitals were. A lot was happening. Mm-hmm. And so I was listening to this podcast, but then I was also listening to another one that was called We Can Do Hard Things, and it's with Glennon Doyle and Abby Wambach. And it reframed my brain. I mean, I don't know how else to say it really. It just gave me a sense of like, you can do anything you put your mind to. I mean, I think a lot of times as a mom with 4 kids, I felt like I was a mom with 4 kids. Oh, I have 4 kids, so therefore I can't work or I can't do this. And it's not that I didn't think I was capable of it. I knew that there was a time in my life when I wanted to be in that role exactly where I was. I knew that I didn't want to do anything else but just be there for my kids and work out, spend 2 hours at the gym, and then go back and be with my kids. And
I could feel that when we were working together.
Yeah, I needed that time away.
Yeah.
I needed that time away mentally, but then really that was like my focus, and that was where my energy was going, and I loved it, and I wouldn't have done anything else. But there is a time when I've supported my husband in his career for the last like 20 years where I was like, I'm ready for me to like also have something for me and me to use my brain again in a different way, me to also have a different sense of worth than where I'm feeling it now. And so it was hard. I mean, it's challenging to try and figure out how to make that transition, but I definitely feel like there's a lot of strong women and that do it all. And we always kind of think that like there's no way you can't really do it all. Don't really say you can do it all because you can't. You're right. You're going to give up one thing. You're going to be kind of crappier in one area because you have to be. If you're here for this person, then you're not going to be here for your family. But there's also like a lot of growth and beautiful things that come from when my kids see me hustle, when they see me working, and when they see me start a business and do marketing, and all of these things that I'm teaching them how to be bigger than themselves is also important. So even though it takes time away from my house, for sure.
Yeah. That's really cool. What are the 2 podcasts called again? The Happiness Project? And
Happiness Project. I think it's called that. The Happiness Project. Arthur Brooks. Look him up.
Okay.
And then the other one is called We Can Do Hard Things. And it's Glennon Doyle who wrote Untamed. And she's just rad. She's just a rad woman for women's rights, period. But awesome. And then her partner, Abby, was a professional soccer player and just started the very first soccer club, all run by women in LA, all funded by women. And their salaries for all the soccer players are on par with every what is it called? I should know soccer because that's my MLS. I'm like, my kids play soccer and I don't even know what the national MLS.
I almost said MLB too, and I'm like, wait, that's MLB. Baseball. I'm like,
no, that's not the right sport. Don't ask me sports. I'm terrible. But they are on par with all the top male salaries in soccer.
That's impressive.
I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. I'm like, how rad that women are behind something like that. So honestly, when we started, it was like just getting people together and getting the like community back together just in small doses, just to kind of see that we have this shared meaning. But then, bonding with other women, having moms kind of come out of motherhood to kind of step into something that they're passionate about. All of this stuff is really exciting to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Probably the bigger vision than like, the business is awesome too. I love it. I love what we do. But really the internal feel good stuff is what comes from like the other stuff.
Helping women grow and do all that stuff.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Super powerful. Really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.